Okay. Alright. So, g'day. I'm Alicia.
G'day, I'm Tilly.
And together...
Hey, crikey, it's the Mormons!
Okay. So today's video is just going to be an intro, a little bit about us and our journey in the church. And yeah, so we sort of wrote it out so we didn't ramble or anything like that. So excuse the looking down at the phone sort of thing. So I'm Alicia. So a bit about me. I'm a mum of 5. I'm a Volo firefighter, homeschool mum, and proud Dinky Diazi. Obviously a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I joined the church in 2013 after very long searching, very interesting testimony on that, but not getting into that now. And over the last 11-ish years I've been a member, I've been active, inactive. I've always believed. I've just life got in the way and just got easier not to go to church when other things were on. I'm currently active and I recently got my endowments. My oldest and I were baptized the same day in 2013 and we got our endowments the same day together.
Wait, you were baptized on the same day?
Yes, we were.
I thought you was baptized after.
No, we were baptized on the same day.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I was raised Catholic in country New South Wales, Australia. And at the age of 15-ish, give or take, I decided I was Wiccan. Complete and utter rebellion on my poor mother. Being that I was Catholic educated, the whole 9 yards, there's not a lot of ways to rebel in the country. And I think I did the pretty cleanest way to rebel, considering. Yep. I graduated high school and very quickly moved to the city. Some sort of regret that and sort of don't. Eventually I became a born-again Christian, and for the next several years would jump around churches trying to find what fits, occasionally going back to Wicca every now and then until I found the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Everything about the church just clicked on how I already felt things should be. Even as a Catholic, never heard of the church, never knew about Mormons, never any of that. When I discovered the church, what I believed in my head, despite the Catholic education and all the things, it felt like the doctrine of the church is what fitted in what was already going on in my head and in my heart. Things like the plan of salvation, being with my spouse in heaven, and so on. Just how it is. I am a massive history buff, so I deep dived into the history of the church and found it was a rich and tragic, but I also felt the tragic stuff needed to happen to help shape the church that we have today. Just the way, tragic is just as good as everything else. Your turn.
Okay. Hi, I'm Tilly and I'm 17 years old.
Look at the camera.
I'm a book nerd, as my mother has so plainly written here. But it is definitely true.
She wouldn't write it herself, so I wrote what she what she said. I just used it. She's a book nerd, though. The child is always carrying books.
Yep.
She'll pack more books than she'll pack clothes when she needs to go away.
Yep. Though in recent years, that's not been the case.
Still.
I'm a lover of history as well, particularly Scottish and Aussie history, because I love my roots. Massive Potterhead and Hamilton fan.
Understatement.
Definitely.
Obsession comes to mind.
I'm not obsessed.
If you don't finish that sentence, you're obsessed.
Okay. I'm also a Volo firefighter.
She doesn't like the Aussie slang for volunteer.
It sounds weird. I love
everything about our slang is weird.
That is true. That is so true. I'm in renal failure.
So hence the volo, because she's not really active firefighting or anything like that. So
I'm waiting on a transplant, which partly led to a faith crisis last year. Okay.
you want to dig a little bit into that? Like just
no.
Okay.
Let's just not go there.
Okay.
I joined the church when my mother joined in 2013 when I was 6 years old. And have been active and non-active, you've forgotten then.
Okay. This is why you should have written it yourself.
As she was, and was baptized at the ripe age of 11. Because of
my inactivity.
Because
you couldn't exactly get to church if I wasn't going.
When I was 8. Jumped on me. Last year's faith crisis led me to be inactive while Mum was active. I recently felt called to come back to the church about 2 months ago, and I haven't felt better than when I came back. Do
you want to say what led you to ask to come back to the church? Like what? Because I remember you ringing me up randomly. Well, no, you sent me a text message randomly because you're in the hospital. And I'm just like, okay, what now? What was that conversation? Do you feel comfortable sharing that conversation?
Yeah, I feel like it's a good conversation for people to know.
Okay, so what?
Relate.
What? How to put it? Okay, so you, like me, listen to music, things like that to go to sleep, right?
Yeah, I put music on every night to go to sleep.
So what normally would you put on?
At the time, it was my, it's called my Shazam tracks on Spotify. It's basically like my everything playlist.
Oh, okay.
So it has a whole bunch of different styles.
Okay. So it's like my 5,000 song playlist that has Nickelback and Westlife and BYU vocals.
Yeah, it has Westlife, One Direction, BTS.
Okay, I'm not that
bad. Big Time Rush.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of other stuff.
So what? How do we go from listening to that to then wanting to come back to church?
So one particular Sunday night, I had the hymns app on my phone. Even if I wasn't a member of the church, I'd occasionally just listen to it because it sounds nice and I like it. And you don't get a lot of Mormon Tabernacle Choir on Spotify. It's very minimal, and yep. So this particular, I'm not sure I understand.
Why are you clicking on? Thank you. Sorry about that.
This particular Sunday night, I just had this really strong urge to listen to the hymns instead of my everything playlist. So I put the hymns on, and I fell asleep. And I had 3 dreams. My first one, I was in church at our old chapel, because I couldn't remember our current chapel.
We've been in 3 wards since joining the church, and our first ward and our current ward share the same chapel. So we've only ever been in 2 different chapels whilst members, really. Yeah, but we're in our 3rd ward now. So
I couldn't remember the current chapel. So in the dream, it was our
Yep.
second chapel.
Which makes sense.
And I was getting up on Fast Sunday, and I said my testimony. And I had no idea why I had this dream. I just did. The second dream, nothing to do with the church. Really weird anyway. And then the third dream was, it was again like the first dream, but I wasn't saying my testimony. I was saying a sacrament talk.
Okay, you can tell me that bit.
I don't know.
No.
Oh, okay.
And then that led you to send me the message the next morning.
Yeah, so
Okay.
when I woke up the next morning, Monday morning, I was like, wow. Just wow. And I messaged my mum to say I'm coming back to the church, and then she rang me and asked.
Yep.
So.
And then we've been going back pretty much ever since. So like last few weeks we've been a bit not active just because a grandparent passed away, and
Or in my case, a great-grandma.
Yeah, great-grandparent for her, and you know, I've had courses for the fireys and assessments for the fireys and hazard reductions for the fireys because we're getting into that season. So today was our first home back in a few weeks. So yeah, make your phone work, please. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's about sums it up.
So our general, what we're thinking for this channel, is we're not your stereotypical Mormons. We are Aussies, we are country, and we are bogan. But at the same time, I feel.
Wait. For those of you who don't know what bogan is, it's a very strong. How would you describe the bogans?
Redneck.
There you go, redneck.
Yeah, redneck. Very much redneck style. Just different as well. Yeah. So we do definitely, just being Aussies in itself give us a different perspective on the church culture, things like that.
Just everyday life.
So we want to show the Elders Church's international side, because everyone just goes, oh, it's an American thing. Well, no, there's actually more non-American members now than there is actual American members.
Yeah, and some of the first international members were actually from England.
Most of them were actually
migrated to
America.
Utah.
Anyway, and a lot of the things that are classed as stereotypical Mormon aren't actually stereotypical Mormon. They're actually stereotypical Americanisms or Utah-isms.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you see a lot of the stuff on all the socials and all the things saying, oh, this is what a Mormon believes and this is what a Mormon does. It's like, I don't do that. That's not what we believe.
In other words, they're probably cults and
things
totally
like that.
Wrong.
But it's not even that. It's just there's one going around that there's Mormon faith. Well, okay, there's African members and there's Italian members and there's Pacific Islanders, and
we've got a lot of those.
We do.
So it's great.
So where's this Mormon face coming from where we all look exactly the same? Like, no, that's white America. That's not the church type thing. It's but also
too.
We do. But yeah, so it's
Latin Americans.
What we're trying to show is give Mormonisms an Aussie perspective. Now, we're not the only Aussie members, obviously, and my opinion is going to be very different to my pew mate, that sat on the pew next to me today. But I do feel as a, you know, my voice needs to be heard. My Australian member voice needs to be heard. The African members' voices need to be heard. The, you know, things like that. And that's what we're going to try and show with our channel. We're going to have other members come on, some guest speakers, things like that. And, you know, get their perspectives. So you do hear other Aussies members' opinions and stuff on things. For the most part, I think we're going to do react videos of sorts, because it is, well, this is what is being portrayed as what we are, and we're going to sit here and react and go, that's not us.
And it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
To us anyway. We're Aussie. We find almost everything funny.
Pretty much. We are a very larrikiny, happy-go-lucky country. Nothing really phases us that much. So we're pretty lucky there. So, you know, I hope you enjoy. We're not out to attack or anything. We just want our voices heard just as much as other people want their voices heard. That's, you know, that's just what makes sense to us.
Yeah. By the way, I know this is completely off track, but I just have to say it. We don't say no, like no. It's no. No.
Anyway.
And we say prawns, not shrimp.
Actually, they're two different species.
Thank you.
There we go. Anyway. Prawns, I get that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
we say throw a prawn on the barbie.
Shush.
Not a shrimp.
Okay, enough, you silly. Okay, that's pretty much what I've got done written down here for what we wanted to address in this video. So sit back and enjoy the show. Come with us on this ride. And we are learning this YouTube thing, okay? Like, our last video, we didn't have microphones, and we've whacked them a couple of times. I'm sorry. Very, very sorry. We will get better, and eventually we'll be using proper cameras and not my iPhone.
And just have a laugh.
Pretty much.
Because Aussies are funny.
Yeah.
I know everybody else is funny too, but oh my god.
Just, yeah. Enjoy the show.
Aussie humour.
We'll come along for the ride with us, and, you know, see you later, mate.
Yep.
You want to do the outro?
Thank you for watching. We Crikey, it's the Mormons. And yes, I do have to do the accent.
I will add, though, I have been told, instead of using the word Mormons, because our church is against it, there's several reasons for it. There is actually a cult here in Australia that call themselves the Saints, and they have been in the media lately, so I did not want to use that term, because being Australian, we have our own Fruit Loops here, alright? And I didn't want to connect us to them within Australians.
Special.
Oh, yeah. But also, I believe in using the full name of the church when referring to the church as itself. But us as the people, why can't we keep being called Mormons ourselves? I recently watched a video of Connor Boyack, who is the author of the Tuttle Twins, and he pretty much sort of, he put into words what I was already thinking. You know,
yeah,
we use the name of the church in full for referencing the church itself, but as we, the people, we are Mormons. That is what we've always been known. It is easier to say, far less words. And as probably everyone has figured out, us Aussies shorten absolutely everything.
Yep.
Hence the word volo instead of volunteer. Fireys, the whole 9 yards. Town names, you know.
For example, we have a town here called Wagga Wagga. We just call it Wagga.
Yep. Fredericton gets Freddo. Marsden Park gets Marzo. We shorten everything.
Schofields gets Scoey. No?
Scoeys.
Scoeys.
Yep. We shorten everything. So, it's
Riverstone gets Rivo.
Yep.
We can go on.
Yep.
And
so, Outro?
Yep.
Oh, we're a pair of idiots, I swear. Okay, come on. Like, subscribe, all the things.
Don't forget, we're Crikey, it's for Mormons.
Bye.